Okay. So I think we're ready to come in for the day. I actually had to come down about, I'm going to say 2.5, 3 hours, probably 3 hours after I brought Sock Monkey and her boys out for the day. They were exhausted, my little men. They were so tired. They were all tucked up in a corner, and it was time to put them away, and they've been pretty much napping ever since. So we wore them out, which doesn't surprise me for 4-day-olds. But they had a good time outside. Hi, buddy. What you doing? You're funny. You're funny. You always like to be the center. The bigger kids are, of course, having an absolute blast still, but it's time to bring them in for the evening. It's only 5 p.m., so we're still about almost 2.5 hours from sunset. But the temperature does drop pretty quickly at that point. So rather than leave them out until dark when it's time to feed everybody, I'll bring them in. I'll give our little man here, Persephone's little guy, who's tucked in with his brother, his medication, a check on Misty's little kids who are definitely unfolded now. Of course, the little girl is having a snack, but our little man, he's getting much better, huh? You're starting to look like a goat instead of just a blob. Yesterday, they were kind of blobs. So I will bring them all in at this point. They've had, gosh, if I have to count, I let them out probably around 10 o'clock this morning. It's about 5. So 7 hours of run. Whereas the little guys had about 3 hours of run. And that has worn them out. These guys are pretty well worn out too, to be honest. They're still going. But if I tuck them in, if I bring them inside, they will immediately settle down until dinner. And that's sort of what we need, right? Don't want to burn all their energy when it is still chilly at night. We want some of that energy to be used for keeping them toasty. You climbing the walls, Sock? It's going to be beautiful again tomorrow. We will let you out. I think Persephone's kind of getting used to this and not minding the fact that she gets her solo food and water. She's not bothered by anybody. Misty's about ready for out. And her kids may be up to, just like Sock Monkeys, maybe up for a couple of hours of play tomorrow. So we'll see how the weather looks tomorrow morning. Might be tomorrow afternoon before I bring them in. All the kids look like they're either having a snack or just finished a snack. And this is sort of what I'll call the after work hours look like here. I get done, I run down, I do medication, bring babies in, go back to the house, have dinner, and then wait for sunset and start chores. But everybody looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy and pretty pleased with how things are going. And I know you can't tell, but our little guy with the sore leg does look like he's improving slightly. When I talked about it on a video, you might have seen it yesterday, might have been this morning, I can't remember. I said I wasn't sure if I could see improvement, and of course, I don't expect it to be instantaneous. Well, looking at him this evening, there's definitive improvement. It's not perfect yet, but it's improvement. So crate rest is working. We'll do another couple of days, have a check-in with the vet, and then see where we go from there. What are you doing, little man? That is Herd Buckling, who you've hardly met yet because he's been all folded up. But you're awful pretty. Can we see your little face? There you are. Hi. And his twin, the doeling, our last doeling of the year. They both have one floppy ear, which is just so cute. Everybody else's floppy ears have stood up already, so those are our last floppy ears. I love when they have floppy ears. It's not the standard. They shouldn't have floppy ears, but when they're just born and they're coming out and they're all folded up, I expect floppy ears. And I love them for the few days that we have them. They're just so cute. Isn't that right? Can we see your little face? Can we see your little face? Hi. No? There you are. Hi. So there you go. That's our little girl. She's pretty. She's a really deep chocolate brown with just a hint of black on the bottom of her legs and on the tips of her ears. What are you looking at, huh? You guys are in a milk coma. I can tell. But yeah, it's nice to see these guys up and about, not standing in the corner, not kind of huddled up and folded up, traumatized from the arrival. Oh, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Ren's kids. Ren's kids are going to be just like her. So if you've been following this channel, her kids are going to have her personality. They already do have her personality, but they're going to have it even more so. Bold, brash, bossy, no social graces, full of fun and mischief. That's all it is. But you can see, even the two boys that were up and about, they're done. It's time to go to bed. It's time to take a nap before dinner time. So I'm going to round them up. I'm going to get everybody inside. And then I'm going to go inside for about an hour and a half or so, and then come back out. So I hope you guys had a fantastic day wherever you're on this world. Look, here they come. I don't even have to round them up. I just have to grab Ren. That's the best case scenario, isn't it? Everybody comes in without me telling them to. And so at any rate, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.